on NBC 25 News at 11.
Flint City Councilman Eric Mays comes face to face with the attorney for one of Mayor Karen Weaver's advisors during a city meeting, what it was about, and Mays' unexpected response to it.
Rain is on its way to mid-Michigan. We'll take a look at the timing and what to expect for your Friday coming up in your Storm Ready weather forecast.
It's a common nutritional supplement, and now it's the focus of an investigation into vaping-related illnesses. Flooded streets, tornadoes, fierce winds.
Noticing evening like this in my entire life.
And an abandoned SUV that's captured the nation's attention. We're tracking Hurricane Dorian as it batters the East Coast.
Covering all of the Flint Bay region, NBC 25 News at 11 starts right now.
Get the hell away from me. You want to crack me across my head? And I'm going to tell you what. I want this sent to the police. You ain't cracking me across my head. Well, you ain't going to threaten nobody in no public meeting because your man don't want to answer
A wild scene at Flint City Hall. You may have seen this video circulating online. Today it shows City Council member Eric Mays going head-to-head with an attorney at a City Council meeting. The attorney told Mays he wanted to crack him across the head.
Yeah, you heard it all there, and this has reignited questions as to whether his behavior is becoming of anyone who works for the city. NBC 25's Fahmy Redwood was at City Hall tonight and talked to Mays about this whole situation.
Councilmember Eric Mays says despite them being inches away from each other and seemingly about to throw punches, they're friends. We asked him flat out, what kind of friendship is that?
This is it.
More fighting at City Hall. Before we get into the hows and whys, let's explain who. First Ward Councilman Eric Mays, Aoni Gilchrist, an advisor for Mayor Karen Weaver, and Ken Scott, attorney for Gilchrist. During Wednesday's City Hall meeting, Mays questioned Gilchrist about the lead pipe restoration contract we previously reported on. And that's when the fighting started between Scott and Mays. We spoke to Mays at a town hall on Thursday at the Hasselbrink Senior Center. Mays says there is no love lost between him and Scott, saying he respects his friend despite the yelling.
I would stand in front of him and protect him from mess.
Friendship or not, is this behavior okay?
Have they ever looked over at Parliament across the sea? So I don't know why people want to take a naturally divisive arena and think it's going to be just loving. And
Gilchrist and Scott ended up walking out. Mays then asked to subpoena Mayor Weaver, which surprised a lot of people because Mays has been a longtime supporter of the mayor. That motion moved forward. It's worth noting Mays has not said if he will support Weaver for her mayoral run or throw his weight behind Representative Sheldon Neely. He says that answer will come soon.
I'll be working visibly in somebody's camp.
Tomorrow, Mays will have a deposition for a lawsuit against 6 council members. The charges, violation of open meetings and city charters. We asked him if he's trying to get them removed because, as you may remember, this is not his first lawsuit with some of his fellow council members. He did not directly answer that question, but says several offenses could lead to being removed. In Flint, Fahmy Redwood, NBC 25 News.
Well, officials in the Bahamas say the death toll is rising. We're going to get to that story in just a minute, but first we have something that just came into our newsroom from Lansing. The GOP has just agreed on a budget despite not reaching a road funding deal with Governor Gretchen Whitmer yet. Clearly, details are still needing to be hashed out here. The deadline is October 1st. A vote is expected next week. This move comes despite Whitmer saying she won't sign a budget unless it includes a real fix to boost spending on roads and education.
Getting a live look into downtown Flint through our Skynet camera. It's crisp and calm out there, but you may want to pack your umbrella before you head out in the morning. Chief Meteorologist Jamie Cagle is here with a look at our storm ready first forecast. Jamie?
Well, yes, we do have some rain in the area right now and expecting more rain for tomorrow. So we'll start out with a look at the satellite and radar, and again, some light scattered showers coming in from the northwest. They've been losing their steam as they move over land, and they'll continue to dot the area as we go through those overnight hours. There's a closer look right around Mount Pleasant into parts of Midland County right now, seeing some of the heavier showers at this time, as well as Clare County. As far as the temperatures, well, we have plenty of 50s and low 60s in the area at this moment. For that bus stop forecast, so make sure the kiddos have the umbrella or the rain jacket handy. We're going to need it through those morning hours tomorrow. We're going to time out the rain for you, and we'll be talking about temperatures. Well, a little good sleeping weather for tonight into the lower half of the 50s.
Officials in the Bahamas say the death toll from Hurricane Dorian hitting the country last Sunday has now increased to 30. The Bahamian health minister says he expects that number also to be even higher in the coming days. Now off the coast of North and South Carolina, Dorian is throwing strong winds, dumping heavy rains all along the coastline there. NBC's Dan Shedeman reports.
Hurricane Dorian crawling along the coast of the Carolinas.
We have a long night ahead of us.
The slow-moving storm unleashing a powerful barrage of wind, rain, and storm surge. High tide forced a driver to abandon this SUV.
People need to be careful tonight, and we'd rather them stay home and hunker down.
While the eye of the storm is off the coast, it is still menacing the Carolinas.
Holy crap.
Dorian blamed for more than 20 possible tornadoes.
You could hear the roaring sound, so you knew it was high wind. And you could see afterwards, once it got light, the tree branches knocked off up high, and then all the trees just snapped off.
Flooding also blamed on the storm.
When I saw the water, I was trying to back up, but I couldn't back up because there was 2 trucks behind me.
The streets of downtown Charleston hidden by water, and more could be on the way. A massive storm surge could leave even more of the Carolinas underwater. Dan Shedeman, NBC News.
We are back now with Chief Meteorologist Jamie Cagle, who has been tracking Dorian since the beginning. What everyone wants to know tonight is, when should people in North Carolina really be worried about this storm?
Worried about it right now, as it is going to be brushing along the coastline. It's going to have an impact along the Carolina coastline. You can see right here as it continues to move in that northeasterly fashion. The eye appears to be staying away from the shoreline, but they are still going to get that onshore flow ahead of it, and that's what's going to lead to a lot of the storm surge and a lot of flooding. Take a look at the current track right now. It is Category 2, but just barely at 100 miles an hour. Category 2, if it drops down to 95, it'll be a very strong Category 1, but it will hug the coast of North Carolina. It's going to hit those outer banks pretty hard and then continue into the Atlantic. Here's a look at the wind field. Now in red, that's hurricane force winds. So we were talking about at least 74 miles an hour right along those outer banks like that. And by Friday afternoon, the winds start to subside for folks in North Carolina. And a look at some of the storm surge potential. You can see a lot of yellow on that map showing that it may be greater than 3 feet above ground. And for those outer banks, that is going to be dangerous for them. So storm surge is going to be a big concern for North Carolina.
More now, and that Jeep abandoned on the South Carolina coast. Millions of people were glued to their phones and tablets today watching the drama unfold online. Authorities say they can't do much about it with the storm continuing to batter the area, so on the beach is where this Jeep will stay until it's safe to have it moved. People are starting to post about the Jeep on Facebook Marketplace, saying things like, just washed, minor water damage, and must pick up immediately. There have been several funny posts and memes all over social media about the Jeep, and we have them right now on our NBC 25 News app.
Today, Brownell STEM Academy held an open house. It comes, though, as the Flint School District continues to struggle with a teacher shortage. Principal Shalonda Baez says the elementary school is still short 6 certified teachers. She says they are working around it, partly with long-term substitutes. Baez says despite the rough start to the year, she's eager for parents to see the school's progress and change their perception.
And so as people come in, they're seeing, oh my gosh, we've heard so many bad things about Brownell, but when they're coming in, they're like, that's not the truth. What I'm hearing and what I'm seeing are 2 completely different things.
Yeah. There were giveaways, raffles, and free food at today's open house. Community partners, including the Crim Fitness Foundation, were also there as well.
The newest business in Genesee County invited our crew inside tonight to get an inside look at their operations. The public was also able to tour the newly renovated Peckham manufacturing facility on South Linden Road. We talked with the president and CEO, who tells us why he decided to set up shop in Genesee County.
We've been talking and thinking about Flint, Michigan for many years. We're so excited and humbled to be here and be part of the new manufacturing base that we're hoping to create in Flint.
Peckham's mission is to make people with disabilities succeed. They employ about 200 people. A woman who ordered an iPhone online got something else in the mail that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, an odd story here. Unfortunately, this Michigan mother fell victim to an unusual scam. What was inside this box instead of what you would expect? That story straight ahead.
And we do have some light showers now. More rain expected for your Friday. We'll take a look at the timing of it in your Storm Ready weather forecast.
You're watching